In the far northwestern corner of the United States, on a wild peninsula reaching out toward the sea, a single park holds three entirely different worlds. Glacier-capped mountains rise at its heart. Some of the greatest rainforests on Earth cloak its western slopes, and a long, rugged Pacific coastline runs wild along its edge. Few places on the planet gather so much into one boundary. Welcome to Olympic National Park. We are on the Olympic Peninsula, in the far northwestern corner of Washington state. Ringed by water on three sides, by the Pacific Ocean, the Strait of Juan de Fuca, and the waters of Puget Sound, this rugged peninsula rises to a knot of mountains at its center. Within its bounds, Olympic National Park spreads across nearly 1 million acres, from tide pools at the sea to glaciers high on its peaks, a whole world folded into one corner of the map. What makes this park so extraordinary is that it is really three parks in one. In its center stand the glacier-capped Olympic Mountains, cold and high and sharp against the sky. On its western slopes lie some of the largest temperate rainforests in the world, green and dripping and ancient. And along its western edge runs a wild stretch of Pacific coast, strewn with driftwood and studded with towering sea stacks. Mountains, rainforest, and wild coast, all within a single park. At the heart of it all rise the Olympic Mountains. They are not the tallest range in the country, but they are among the most rugged, a tight cluster of steep peaks and deep valleys crowned with glaciers and permanent snow. Storms roll in off the Pacific and break against these summits, feeding dozens of glaciers and countless rivers that pour down in every direction. From their icy heights, all the worlds of the park descend. The great window onto that high country is Hurricane Ridge. Rising sharply above the coastal town of Port Angels, the ridge opens onto a sweeping panorama of snowy peaks, glaciated summits, and green subalpine meadows. In summer, the slopes bloom with wildflowers, while the jagged skyline of the interior mountains stands cold and white beyond. It is one of the great views of the Pacific Northwest, a place where the full scale of the Olympics reveals itself in a single glance. These mountains carry a strange history. Their rock was born not on dry land but beneath the ocean, scraped up from the floor of the sea as one great slab of the earth dove beneath another. Over millions of years, that jumbled seafloor was crumpled, lifted, and folded into the peaks that stand here today, and the marks of ancient marine rock can still be read high on the summits. Then ice took over, and glaciers carved the folded highlands into the sharp ridges and deep valleys we see now. Down the western slopes lies the second world, the rainforest. Here valleys such as the Hoh and the Quinault catch the full force of the storms rolling off the Pacific, and rain falls in astonishing abundance, well over 100 inches a year. Under that endless moisture grow some of the largest temperate rainforests on Earth, cathedrals of towering spruce, fir, hemlock, and cedar. It is among the greenest, wettest, most luxuriant forest in all of North America. To enter these valleys is to step into a world drowned in green. Every trunk and branch is draped in thick moss. Ferns carpet the ground, and long curtains of club moss hang dripping from the limbs. Fallen giants become nurse logs, cradling rows of young trees that sprout straight from the rotting wood. In the soft, filtered light, with water dripping from every surface, the forest feels almost impossibly alive, ancient and still and endlessly renewed by the rain. The third world waits at the edge of the land, where the forest meets the sea. Olympic protects more than 70 miles of wild Pacific coastline, one of the longest undeveloped stretches of shore in the lower United States. Here there are no highways along the water, only rugged headlands, pounding surf and mist rolling in off the ocean. It is a coast that has been left to the tides, raw and elemental, much as it has always been. One of the most striking places on that coast is Rialto Beach. A long, curving shore of smooth stones and dark sand. It faces the open ocean where great waves come rolling in from thousands of miles away. Just offshore, towering sea stacks rise straight out of the water, remnants of an older coastline slowly worn away by the relentless sea. Wrapped in fog and salt spray, it is one of the most dramatic beaches on the entire Pacific coast. These beaches carry the signature of Olympic. The sea stacks, some crowned with wind-bent trees, stand like small islands just beyond the breakers, while enormous logs of driftwood pile high along the tide line. Whole trees, carried down the rivers and out to sea, are thrown back onto the shore by winter storms and bleached silver by salt and sun. Sea stacks offshore and driftwood underfoot. This is the unmistakable face of the wild Olympic coast. For much of its history, this peninsula stood apart from the rest of the continent. Cut off by mountains, water, and dense forest, its plants and animals evolved in a kind of island in the making. Over long ages, this isolation gave rise to living things found here and almost nowhere else, small and singular variations shaped by the peninsula alone. It is one of the reasons Olympic is treasured not only for its beauty, but for the unique life it shelters. The great symbol of that life is the Roosevelt Elk. The largest of the elk in North America, these powerful animals move in herds through the rainforest valleys, grazing the ferns and shaping the very forest around them. It was in part to protect them that this land was first set aside, and they still thrive here in one of their last strongholds. To glimpse a herd standing among the mossy trees is to see the living heart of the Olympic rainforest. The wider world has recognized how rare this place is. Olympic National Park is honored as a UNESCO World Heritage Site and an International Biosphere Reserve, ranked among the most ecologically diverse parks in the entire country. In a single day, one can pass from the crash of ocean waves, through a dripping rainforest, and up to the edge of a glacier. Few protected places anywhere hold such a range of living worlds side by side. And that is the wonder of Olympic. Snow and ice on the high peaks, endless green in the rainforest valleys, and wild surf breaking around the sea stacks of the coast. 3 separate worlds, each complete in itself, and all of them held within the bounds of one remarkable park on the far edge of the country. From glacier-capped mountains to mossy rainforest to a wild Pacific shore, Olympic gathers 3 worlds into one. Thank you for watching. Follow for more interesting people, places, and things we cover on the channel.